Okay, thank you.
Gotcha.
Good morning, still morning. Got 8 minutes. I'd like to call the Finance and Budget Committee to order. And I ask for approval of the minutes from the previous meeting, moved by Supervisor Driscoll, seconded by Supervisor Stroud. Any additions or corrections? Call the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Privilege of the floor.
Good morning and thank you. Again, just to be consistent. I would like to request that the county's existing and proposed changes to the budget team member makeup, as well as the financial rigor and subjective nature of the personnel request process and resulting decisions, be discussed at next month's Personnel and Finance Committee meetings, as well as next month's board meeting. The discussion is required for the following critical reasons: to determine the objectivity, effectiveness, and independence for the purposes of ensuring checks and balances and no conflicts of interest of both the financial and personnel request processes, as well as the county administrator's refusal to have the treasurer, as well as her team's continuing involvement in the critical fiscal process, as well as the decisions made, and the resulting impact on the Warren County taxpayers. To be clear, the appointed county administrator advised me during his budget review process on August 27th that he would be excluding the treasurer's team from the budget team and process go forward. A process that we have been integrally involved in since the inception of this budget team makeup since 1976, including the past 20+ years by our deputy treasurer, who is a CPA, providing critical value add and independently objectivity to the process. And for the county treasurer, an elected official by the taxpayers of Warren County, to be told by the appointed county administrator professional that his decision is not up for debate is unacceptable. My goal here is to ensure that the existing budget team makeup and resulting financial and personnel request decisions are fully transparent and in the best interest of the Warren County taxpayers. And again, just kindly request that this be brought up for discussion at the next committee meetings, personnel and finance. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Thank you for your comments, and we'll move on to the action agenda. The first item there is a request for transfer of funds as attached for the committee approval. And we have public health, sheriff, and clerk of the board. Someone care to move by Supervisor Stroud, seconded by Supervisor Cressida. Any questions about the transfers? Hearing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Carried. The next item is items from the county administrator, Mr. Taflin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The item 2A, Journal Report of Transfers. If you look at the last page, there are a couple things. The $50,000. We've had enough discussions about the sewer in the corrections facility and in the jail, and that's what that movement is for. Also have a transfer of $5,000 or $40,000 to cover food costs for the jail. Probably take them through the end of September, and we'll have to see what happens at that point. We also have a $10,000 from contracts from 6010 470 and 6010 444. It's for travel to carry them DSS through the rest of the year. And I think the rest of them are pretty straightforward. Questions?
Any questions on the journal entries, transfers?
Item 2B is a request to authorize a new contract with New York State Industries for the disabled for countywide mail fulfillment. commencing on 1 January 26 and terminated on 31 December 2026, with the option for 2 additional 1-year extensions upon mutual agreement of both parties.
Someone care to move this item? Moved by Supervisor Jirachi, seconded by Supervisor Driscoll. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question on item 2B. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 3. This is item to be discussed by the county treasurer. Oh,
Thank you.
this is discussion regarding the 1994 through 2004 property tax potential write-off.
Good morning and thank you. I had given Mr. Thomas a heads up on this and I just talked with Monica and Dan, and so I think there's actually some better news here. When we advised at the Q2 financial, the budget variance report, we had $12 million in outstanding taxes. That's a cash flow impact, but also I believe it was Mr. Thomas and a few other of the supervisors asked if we could break that out by town. And when we broke it out by town, we saw that we had some taxes still on the books, the tax books, the tax system from 1994 all the way up to 2024 to the approximate tune of $3 million. Approximately 1 million of that is in bankruptcy. And Larry is working with the federal courts and the individuals on that. However, the remaining 2,000, I was concerned that there was potential write-off concern. We looked at it again today. I will come back to you again. This is a discussion point. We're going through and getting all of the numbers correct. So when we come and bring this to you guys at the finance committee next month, we will tell you exactly what needs to be written off. The good news is the tax system has a lot higher number than potentially New World has. So it may not be as big as I was concerned about. So again, just wanted to give you a heads up and hopefully I can give you good news, better news than I was expecting to give you. So we'll dot our I's and cross our T's and let you know exactly what we need to do. Okay?
Very good. Any questions for the treasurer?
I have a question, real quick. Can we get the list or
I sent the list out about a couple months ago.
the list?
I'll send
stay
it
the
again.
same?
I'm sorry?
Does the list stay the same or does it get changed?
Oh, no, the list is, I sent you out by town, but if you want the list of the actual properties, I can get that to you. I think there's like 20 properties between the bankruptcy properties, the environmental properties that we can't do
Probably would
anything.
help if we had the towns.
Okay, I'll make sure you got it.
Property-
I'm sorry.
within- Properties within the towns.
Okay, on this list of outstanding. Okay,
And we know something.
okay. Happy to get that to you guys. Anything else?
I just, on our cover sheet, it says 1994 to 2004. Is that 2004 or 24?
Should be 24.
Okay, all right, thank you.
The majority, the big chunk of this is from 1995 to 2004, but there are a few others that take us through 2024.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks, Ben.
Good. Thank you.
The second, number 3, referrals from Criminal Justice, Public Safety and Emergency Services Committee. And this is for the Sheriff's Office. A is a request to amend the 2025 Warren County budget in the amount of $2,500 to reflect receipt of grant funding for 2024 through 2025 New York State Stop DWI Foundation High Visibility Engagement Campaign. Introduced by Supervisor Jirachi, seconded by Supervisor Driscoll. Any discussion on 3A? Okay, call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 3B is a request to amend the 2025 Warren County budget in the amount of $1,515,197 to reflect receipt of grant funding for state fiscal year 2025, New York State Department of Homeland Security, ES, and Emergency Services Next Generation 9/11 program. Introduced by Supervisor Stroud, seconded by Supervisor Crusito. Any discussion on this item? Is this just gonna be a state expense, or are we gonna get hit with an expense? So will be my.
This is grant funding to cover this, to cover, yeah, it's great.
All right,
It's not a match. It's not a match.
It's not a match. Yeah, it is.
I'll call the question on 3B. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 4 is referrals from the Economic Growth and Development Committee. And 4A is a request to amend the 2025 Warren County budget in the amount of $32,182.52. And this is to reflect receipt of the American Rescue Plan Act funding for administrative services as noted in resolution number 260 of 2022. Introduced by Supervisor Merlino, seconded by Supervisor Stroud. Any questions on that item? I'll call the question on 4A. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? 4B is to amend the 2025 Warren County budget in the amount of $1,600. Reflects the sheet from Warren County Soil and Water Conservation District for GIS software maintenance. Introduced by Supervisor Crusito, seconded by Supervisor Garachi. Call the question on 4B. Any questions? Call the question on 4B. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 5 is a referral from the Environmental Concerns and Real Property Tax Services Committee. And this is from the Real Property Tax Services Office. And it's a request to authorize payment of surplus money claimed by Stephen Dale in the amount of $14,221.78 and to determine a source of funding for the same. By Supervisor Casino. Seconded by Supervisor Driscoll. We have 170, almost 73,000 in contingent, so this. that would be the
I'm
vote.
not sure what that's asking us to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a claim on his back taxes, I believe.
That's correct. That's correct. It's under the new Supreme Court decision that provides individuals with surplus funds. There was an extensive executive session at the Environmental Concerns meeting. This was an individual who has a claim to settle. He is executing or has already executed a settlement agreement and a general release. Once we have those physical copies, the plan will be, once the board approves, to pay him the amount of excess that was received.
In accord with the fairly new law.
Correct. Well,
Okay,
with the Supreme Court decision.
yeah.
I checked with that this was for back taxes, but is this opening a Pandora's box? I mean, can we expect more of these types of claims?
No, I mean, it's a great question, but the short answer is no.
Okay. It was just
The
a,
Pandora's box was opened by the Supreme Court of the
Okay.
United States, respectfully.
yeah,
We're just attempting to comply with that requirement.
okay, thanks.
Guess I would ask, is this money sitting in an account? Separate from the,
No, it's not, because it was a sale that occurred before the law changed and the claim came in after the law changed. It's money that went to the general fund years ago as surplus monies that were I'll pay.
So we're back to contingent.
Correct.
Any other questions of this item? I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Number 6 is referrals from the Health Services Committee. And A is a request to amend the Warren County budget for 2025 in the amount of $126,695 to allow pass-through of 100% state aid funding from New York State Office of Mental Health and New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports for cost of living adjustments, contracted providers, provider agencies, I'm sorry.
I should have mentioned, I'm going to abstain from voting, and then when at the board meeting, I will leave the room before the vote.
Chair to move 6A. Supervisor Geraci. Seconded by Supervisor Stroud. Any questions on that one? Call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain. Or recluse, I'm sorry, yeah.
Opposed? Anybody? 6B. This is a request to appropriate $500,000 from budget code A909, general fund unappropriated surplus to budget code A4390, 435, psychiatric expense criminal to cover the cost of the New York State Criminal Procedure Law 730 competency examination and restoration expenses, hopefully through the remainder of the year. Introduced by Supervisor Stroud.
No one wants to introduce this.
Seconded by Supervisor Driscoll.
It's an expense that
Yeah.
has to be.
Right.
Not funny, but you gotta laugh.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
All right, call the question on 6B. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. 7 is referrals from the Human Services Committee. The first 7A is Countryside Adult Home. And this is again a request to amend the Warren County budget in the amount of $3,685 to reflect receipt of additional revenue derived from the 25-cent increase per home delivered meal. Introduced by Supervisor Driscoll, seconded by Supervisor Cressito. Any questions on that item? Call the question on 7A. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? 7B is from the Department of Social Services, and this is a request to amend the 2025 Warren County budget in the amount of $985,318 to carry over New York State Child Care Block Grant funding. It's like from 2024 in the amount of $409,945 and $575,973 for fiscal year 25-26 allocation. $250,000 for 1 quarter and $325,373 to cover the expenses through the end of the year. Introduced by Supervisor Cressito, seconded by Supervisor Stroud. Any questions on 7B?
So this is no match, it will not cost us, this is grant. All grant funding, correct?
And they're on a different fiscal
Fiscal
year,
different.
so that's why, you know.
Okay, call the question on 7B. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 8 is referrals from the Occupancy Tax Coordination Committee. The A is to request to appropriate $664,000 $675.36 from budget code A881 occupancy tax reserve to various budget codes outlined in the resolution request form to cover the cost of funding previously approved by the Warren County Board of Supervisors. Moved by Supervisor Molino, seconded by Supervisor Crusito. Any discussion or questions on the AA?
I'm just saying, if anyone wants a breakdown, I could give them a more detailed breakdown on it. So they already went through committee.
Okay, there's no other questions or discussion. Call the question on AA, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. 8B is a request to appropriate $7,500 from budget code A881 occupancy tax reserve. And this will go to the A66417 .444 tourism occupancy. It's tourism conferences and education. And this is to fund the sponsorship of the New York State Tourism Industry Association 2025 Tourism Excellence Awards and Summit. Introduced by Supervisor Crusito, seconded by Supervisor Molino. Any questions on that item? Yes.
No questions, just can I make a comment?
Sure.
Held September 9th, 10th at Fort William Henry. Encourage anyone to go. A lot of good speakers there.
And we've had a lot of statewide association meetings
Yeah,
in the Lake George region in the last year or two, which is great.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and Glens Falls.
Call the question on 8B. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 9 is Finance Committee action for the following personnel agenda items. And it's items 1A and 5C. 1A is a request to approve the collective bargaining agreement between SUNY Adirondack and the educational support personnel of SUNY Adirondack for the period commencing September 1st, 2025. And it's contingent upon similar resolution being adopted by the Warren County Board of Supervisors. Moved by Supervisor Stroud. Have a second, seconded by Supervisor Crusito, or Supervisor Geraci, I'm sorry. Any discussion on that item? Call the question on 9-1 or 9-1A. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 9-5C is a request for appropriation in the amount of $1,201.08. And this will be from the A863 insurance reserve. And this is to the A4018 .441 preventative program, health education, auto repairs as reimbursement to DPW for windshield damage repairs provided to the county fleet vehicle. Introduced by Supervisor Molino, seconded by Supervisor Crusito. Any questions? Discussion. Call the question on 9-5C. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Any other items for the committee? Privilege of the floor. Motion to adjourn. Moved by Supervisor Driscoll,